Well, hello my beautiful Librans, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading all about you. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful. There's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Librans, this is a little bonus reading all about you. Us tarot readers, we tend to talk about money, career, love, but we never really ask, how are you doing? So this reading is going to address that, just to check in to see what you're going through at this time, any solutions to be found, and how you're coming out to the other side. Also, I'm only using one deck because I really love the simplicity it lends to this particular reading. And of course, I've just opened a competition to win a free personal reading from me. I'll let you know how to win that later on because some people are here just for the reading and I don't really want to waste anyone's time. So let's get straight to it. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you guide my beautiful Librans? What do they need to know regarding their current circumstances? What are they going through at this time? Can you please show them the way? What are they meant to see regarding their circumstances at this moment in time? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? Can you please show them the way? What are they going through at this moment in time? Can you please show them any solutions to be found? Well, right now, oops, I don't think they want those cards. Right now, I can see that you have something on your mind. You're trying to find a solution to that. I definitely see that you're going to have a breakthrough there. I see also with the Empress energy, some of you are really trying to change your lifestyle. I mean, for some of you on a very aesthetic level, you could be changing your wardrobe or your look in some way, enhancing what you have already, is what I see here. But that's, you know, a little bit of an aside in my readings. I don't really tap into the aesthetic side of a reading, but I am seeing it because of the Empress energy and the Knight of Swords. What I do see is that you are looking at your communication skills. We do have the 9 of Pentacles there as well. Some of you are trying to really exert your sense of independence in your life, and you are trying to articulate yourself in a different way. So whether you're in a career and trying to articulate how you feel about your job or trying to negotiate a better deal, or whether you are a parent who is trying to negotiate with a child and really allow them a sense of independence, but at the same time guiding them, or maybe you are someone who is retired and you have children and you know they are being extra protective of you, and you're trying to be super independent and say, you know what, I had a whole life before I met you. I'm really good. I appreciate your input, but there's no need to worry about me. I'm doing my own thing, marching to the beat of my own drum. I really feel a sense here of you kind of just exerting that level of independence. Also, I see here major lifestyle changes. Some of you, I feel, you're having the courage to embrace who you are and love yourself a little bit harder. I see that you are looking at where you've neglected your own needs and taking back your power to really appreciate the moment, but also to pay more attention to yourself and your needs, to have them met at this time. I really feel here as well that you're trying to change your life to pick the healthier options in life, shall we say. I feel like you've been struggling with something's been very difficult. We have the Strength card and the 5 of Pentacles in the Resistance position. Whatever you are struggling with or have been struggling with, you will find a solution to that. Some of you, it is money. Some of you, it's health. I definitely see there's a breakthrough there. 9 of Pentacles, I feel slow and steady, you will get back to best if you've been struggling with your health there. And if some of you have been struggling with finances, I feel like you're getting super organized, and basically you have a brighter future financially to look forward to, is what I see there. But this really is not about money. It's not about career. It's not about retirement. It's not about family, friends. It's about you, okay? And I really feel here that some of you have struggled with confidence your whole life, and I feel you are trying to almost like dominate your mind, to quiet the inner critic, to basically support yourself rather than tear yourself down. Have confidence in your decisions, in your intuition, and also to know that you're stronger than you give yourself credit for. You really are a powerhouse. You're already super independent, and I feel, there is a level here that you are increasing in your life, and you're responding differently to challenging situations. So I feel like you're learning to diplomatically but authentically express yourself. So it could be that you're finding a way to express yourself with peace, but also with an undercurrent of don't, underestimate me, or don't take my kindness for weakness, because you are a real force to be reckoned with. So I feel like you are increasing your level of gravitas is what I see there. I'm also seeing that there's two people in your reading, possibly three. I really get a sense here that perhaps there's been a bit of tension between you and somebody in particular. There could be a third person there, but I'm feeling more that it's two, but I want you to be aware of it. I will give you each card individually in a moment, but I feel someone has really challenged you or stressed you out, and, I feel some of you have stepped back from this person because you continuously do everything you can to find a solution for this situation or this person, and it just feels like it's never enough. It always feels like you come up short. So whether that's a neighbor, whether that's a person in your family, whether it's someone you work with, or whether it's someone that, you've dealt with your whole life, and you just feel, it could be like an ex, for example. It just feels like you're fed up with something and you are turning your back on it, because it just feels like you've tried to find a solution, but this person, they cause some level of chaos, or they disappoint in some way, and you're like, oh, why can't we just find the middle ground? So I feel some of you are just taking a step back, and it feels like no matter what you said, it basically hasn't been absorbed by this person. So I feel like your presence is now the thing that is going to teach them a lesson, and I feel like you're actually taking a step back. It feels very interesting because I had to adjust myself in the seat, so it feels like part of you doesn't really want to do this. It feels uncomfortable, okay? But at the same time, you're doing what's best for you at this time. So whether you're stepping away from someone who's toxic or causes a level of drama, or perhaps you feel like you can't trust this person at this time, you may feel like, 1 minute it's great, the next minute it's not, and you're like, I can't have that level of inconsistency or imbalance in my life right now. So I feel like you're choosing healthier options, and you're just stepping away from things that perhaps have the power to derail you, or put a lot of pressure, extra pressure on you. Now, also, I'm seeing here that you're focusing on your projects. You're basically staying true to what you want to accomplish, and I feel like you're super organized, or you're trying to be. I definitely feel like you're self-sufficient, or trying really hard to build your life to be self-sufficient, especially since you have the Five of Pentacles there. Some of you may be looking at your finances, and you may have noticed, of course, that the economy has been fluctuating and things have been increasing, so you may have just found that you've been feeling the pinch a little bit. But I see that you will have a breakthrough there. You're going from a Five of Pentacles to a Nine of Pentacles, so I feel, with attention to detail, you will find a way to shop around and find discounted items. You're going to be able to save a little bit more. Some of you may even have found that you're cutting back, but it's quality, not quantity. So I feel like you're not cutting back on quality. You're still getting what you want, but you may just find it at a discounted price elsewhere if you shop around, is what I'm seeing there. But also I feel something that you've struggled with has caused you a lot of pressure, perhaps a bit of sadness or difficulty. I feel like, you're going to have a breakthrough. And I actually see that the path is being made clear. I want you to be aware of these two cards in particular. They're very similar. It's like in the resistance position, you've got that 5 of Pentacles there, and you can see the tree is sparse. And then, of course, you've got the 9 of Pentacles where there is growth there. It feels very much like the same tree, or perhaps a different viewpoint, but the tree is now in a period of growth or development. So you could be focusing on your projects and, you know, really developing things, and things start to pick up pace, and it's quite nice and interesting, and you see that things are flourishing or have a lot of potential at this time. But also I feel this is more about you stepping back from people or situations that don't support you or feel like there's just nothing there anymore. You may be evolving away from friendships. You feel that friendships are changing, and some of you may actually have been grieving the way some friendships have been changing, and you know, you've been super independent. I feel like you're forging a different lifestyle or a different way of living that perhaps people don't understand, or you've been forced to pick a path that is a little bit more independent because friendships have been changing. But I want you to be aware that, you know, you are going to be in a period where you are going to be meeting new people who vibe in the same frequency as you, your soul tribe members. But also I feel like you're going to really enjoy this level of independence, and financial freedom is what I see in the future there. But this is about enjoying the moment. So I feel some of you are trying really hard to find presence in your everyday. You know, this is about you being present, being mindful. I mean, you've got a lot of swords here, so this can indicate some of you are looking at meditation to quieten your mind. Some of you may even reach out to a practitioner to get some counseling, or maybe that's something you've been doing and you're going to have a bit of a breakthrough there. Some of you may be also using alternative forms of changing your mindset, things like hypnotism, or suggestion therapy, or cognitive behavior therapy. Some of you may be just looking at alternative ways of quietening your mind or getting the best out of who you can be in the circumstances that you've got. And there's a major breakthrough coming through here for you as well. Also, I feel some of you have just been noticing where you've been neglecting your own needs and implementing better self-care routines. So I feel you're choosing to do things on your own a little bit more, like take yourself out on a date, or go to a gallery, or take yourself out for a meal, or do things independently. And these may be because you've had certain circumstances that have pushed you into that position. So for example, if you've gone through a breakup or a separation, sending you a huge hug out there. This is about you having an independent lifestyle and treating yourself a little bit more. For some of you, if you're getting over a level of trauma or difficulty, I feel like you're treating yourself and, you know, basically acknowledging how strong you are, and that, you know, circumstances have been difficult, but you've risen to the occasion, and, you know, you have overcome a challenge. And I feel like you're really proud of yourself at this time. Now let's go to each card individually. The Empress energy. This can indicate unconditional love. You know, despite circumstances, even if you're dealing with a difficult person, there may be someone in your family that you really love, care unconditionally for them, but they have been extra difficult to deal with, or it just feels like no matter what you do, it's never enough. No matter where you go, it's never good enough. You know, maybe that person who grumbles at everything that happens, and you're feeling a bit frustrated, and it's like, for some of you, it may be that you've been pushing it down or biting your tongue. I feel like you may actually have like a really honest, open, but diplomatic conversation to say, you know what, life is for living. If you don't like something, of course, vocalize how you feel about it, but you don't have to be mean about it, or you don't have to, be frustrated and angry about it. You can just accept that it's not something that you would have done, or that is not acceptable in that moment. And, you know, you can kind of like deal with it in a different way. So I'm picking up on some of you dealing with someone like that at this time. And I feel like you'll have a breakthrough with this person. This conversation you have helps them see things from a different perspective. Sometimes we can get lost in our kind of expectations, right? So I feel this person, whoever you're dealing with, whether it's a parental type figure, or whether it's a boss, or whether it's a neighbor, sibling, whoever it is, even a partner, sometimes we can get lost in our own expectations. And when we feel like our expectations have not been met, we start to get frustrated or a little bit grumbly about it. And, you know, we can be a little bit negative about it. So I feel it's about managing expectations. And I feel your conversation with this person helps them see that actually sometimes, your expectation is not someone else's expectation. And therefore, there has to be a middle ground or an honest, open conversation that can be productive rather than tear someone down. So for example, I'm just trying to think of an example right now. For example, if you're in a restaurant with this person and they complain about the way something is delivered on the plate, and you're like, well, that's just the way that they do it. And they're like, well, that's not the way I wanted it, or that's not the way that I like it. There may be a conversation where you kind of like highlight to the person, okay, and that's acceptable too. We can just say to the person cooking the meal, is it okay if we can have it a little bit more well done? Or can we send it back and just have it without the tomato? Whatever it is, it's like vocalize your needs and then your needs shall be met. So I just feel like some of you are dealing with a difficult person right now and you feel a little bit frustrated, but now it just feels like you can have a breakthrough with that person, okay? That's really precise, and it may not resonate with everyone, but it's coming through, so I have to mention it. But the Empress energy, when it applies to you, male or female, not a gender-specific reading, this is about loving yourself unconditionally, quietening the inner critic. You tend to be a little bit hard on yourself. I really get a sense here that some of you are trying to notice the way that you think about yourself, or when something doesn't go the way you hope for, how you berate yourself, or how you sometimes may feel it's your fault. I feel like you're changing your inner narrative, and I feel it's much more positive. You're going to notice yourself when you be negative. So for example, if you dropped a cup, right, and you're like, oh, you absolute idiot, can't believe it, knew I was going to do that. That's not an acceptable way to talk to yourself. It was just a moment of dropping the cup and it was an accident. If you dropped that cup and someone else said to you, oh, Libra, you idiot, why did you do that? I can't believe you did that. You'd be like, excuse me? How dare you? You can't talk to me like that. That's unacceptable. So I feel some of you are looking at where you think that, you are talking to yourself in a negative way. It's still unacceptable, even though it is yourself doing it. So I feel like you're catching yourself doing it. And now that you're noticing it, I feel like you can evolve away from it and be a little bit more positive about yourself, who you are, and how you conduct life as well, okay? Now, also the Empress energy, this is about nourishing yourself. So this could be that you are implementing some lifestyle changes at this time, whether they are physical lifestyle changes about where you belong, or whether they are diet related, or whether they are you evolving away from negative friendships, or whether it's about you not focusing on what you don't have, focusing more on what you do have and being grateful for it and attracting more things to be grateful for. I feel there's a cycle of change about you, and you're more in control of the things that you connect to at this time. Now, some of you, looking at the card, it can indicate that some of you may have felt a little bit of brain fog recently. You're going to be a lot more focused and organized over the next coming weeks and months. Some of you, especially if you're going through the menopause, you may have had fluctuating hormones. I feel you will get that under control is what I see there. You will have a bit of a breakthrough there, but I feel it's fluctuating. So you may notice that there's something triggering some of your symptoms, shall we say, but I feel like you will get it under control there as well. Now also the Empress energy, again, it can indicate that some of you are focusing on a project or something that you want to accomplish. You've invested a lot of time, energy into this. It will be successful. This is, harvest time. This is about you seeing the results of your hard labor. So I definitely see that, you are going to accomplish something, be really proud of yourself, but it's almost like you don't give yourself time to celebrate that win. You're on to the next thing. You're very busy. I definitely see that you're exhausted. You may have been struggling with energy levels recently as well, but I feel like you are going to be a little bit more present, and it helps you deal with your day-to-day load is what I see there as well. Now, also the Empress energy, for some of you, your parents, okay? And it can be really difficult, especially since we've got the Knight of Swords there. Being a parent, it literally changes your life. You are in the fast lane. You're not just dealing with your own life and the things that you do day to day, but you're also focusing on, your child or your children and, their sort of social life, but also their upbringing, their education, and, how you're guiding them. It's a lot. So I feel like you're doing a really good job, and you've had to be organized, because if you don't stay on top of things, then who's going to stay on top of things? So I feel here that you're going to be noticed and appreciated for all that you are giving to this situation. You really are doing a great job, and you may have had someone who is connected to the family trying to give you some advice, but trying to influence the situation. I feel like you value this person's advice, but at the same time, you are intuitively and also, I feel, knowledgeably dealing with your child or your children in your own way, and you don't want this outside interference. So you may actually kind of withdraw briefly, but this person, if they continue to try and influence the situation, I feel like you will have a diplomatic way of dealing with this situation, that it's almost like you definitely respond differently to how they talk to you, but you kind of put them in their place that says, you know what, I got this, okay? Thanks so much, but I got this. This is my child. This is the way I'm running my household. Thanks so much, but that's drawing a line in it now. Let's move on and let bygones be bygones. So I feel there is a diplomatic solution there. But at the same time, I feel like you come with peace, but also you're exerting your power in a situation. Now, of course, moving away from anyone's a parent or guardian, the Knight of Swords can indicate that you are transforming your life. You're very goal-oriented at this time. There's something that you have as a mission that you are working hard towards achieving. You will accomplish that, okay? For some of you, this is about living an independent lifestyle or living off grid. For some of you, you're turning your back on the past, healing some things within you so that you can embrace a more fun and happy future. You're not allowing previous traumatic experience to influence your life and your happiness moving forward. But the Knight of Swords, this is a card of speaking your truth, even if your voice shakes. This is about you being your wonderful, authentic self, not adhering to anyone else's expectations, and living life on your own terms. I mean, some of you, especially with the Empress there, you could be, if your mother or matriarchal type figure, guardian, is on the earthly plane, I feel like, you could have some extra conversations about their life, learning about who they are. I feel like, you know a lot about this person already, but I feel some of you could discover something about them that's really wild and exciting over the next coming weeks and months. It doesn't have to be that it's a secret. It's like a part of their life that they never really talk about. So you may actually find something out about that, or maybe they may drop in conversation if they're still on the earthly plane. And haven't transitioned yet, that they're going to tell you a part of their life that they've never really discussed before, and you're going to love it. It's going to really kind of deepen your connection, and it shows how wild and wacky they are. And I just feel like there's part of you that really connects to them, because you're like, oh, that's kind of like how I feel, or that's what I'm going through right now. But also, if they have transitioned before you've come to this reading, if you have a mother or matriarchal type figure who is in the spiritual realm, then I feel, you may discover something about them, and you're like, wow, I really didn't know that. And then you're going to receive a sign from this person that they are kind of laughing about the whole situation with you. It feels like a fun moment, whatever it is, okay? So with a lot of respect, I'm going to move away from that energy, but they're going to let you know about their presence. And it's something that will make you smile or chuckle is what I'm being given there. Maybe it's a sign that you asked for as well, because I'm not being given anything readily to connect to, although I just saw cherries, okay, cherries. So I really don't know what that means. Cherries tend to mean rewarding, fun, fruitful, potential, sweet. So I'm not really sure what else. They're showing me 2 cherries there. So maybe that's a sign or a symbol. If not, it may be something that you'll see connected to it later on. So moving away from that, I feel like you have a lot on your mind right now, my beautiful Librans, about the changes that are happening in the world, changes that are happening in relationships, family. You know, I just feel like you are embracing the constant cycle of change. You've had to be flexible. I feel like you've been challenged, but you've risen to the challenge, and you should be really proud of yourself, whatever it is that you're going through. Now we have that 5 of Pentacles. It's in the resistance position. So whatever you feel like you've lost out on in life or love, or just situations, it will return to you in a different form, is what I'm seeing there. There's recovery here. Some of you may have felt a little bit unwell, or you may have gone through a procedure or an operation, and you're convalescing, and you're nourishing yourself in a different way. You're paying attention to your own needs, and you are healing at this time. I see recovery here because this card is in the resistance position. But also with the 5 of Pentacles, some of you have been under a lot of pressure recently. You're really exhausted and you're like, I just want to break free. I just want to break free of responsibility. I just want to, have some fun, let my hair down. And, you may be wondering what else is out there at the moment. Something that you've been yearning for, or maybe even lamenting that you haven't had just yet, or it hasn't come in for you. It's not too far away. There is a breakthrough happening here. The 9 of Pentacles is, a rewarding energy of having a glow up. It's about enjoying your life. It's about enjoying who you are, falling in love with your life in some way, and having that freedom to enjoy your circumstances. So this could be financial freedom. It could be that you're just going off on your own to discover more, a little bit about yourself. It could also be that, some of you are writing something regarding your life, or you're thinking about what would be in my memoirs if I was to write a book about the experiences I've had, because I feel a lot of you have had such an interesting life, and you may actually later on in life start to write a book, or maybe you started to write a book already. I feel you've got a story, okay? And I feel that a lot of people could connect to this story, and I feel it shows your strengths, but also I feel you're the sort of person, you're not afraid to show your strengths and your weaknesses. That's what's so personable about you. You've had to be strong because you've had a real difficult journey, and I feel a lot of people would feel that affinity with you. So if you are thinking about writing a story of your life, I feel there's a lot of people out there who could really connect to that, and it's something people would want to read. So see this as your sign right now to get busy writing, because I feel like you really have something to say. Now, of course, if you are in a career environment, and this reading is really not about career environment, but I feel like you're someone who's very established at what you do. But I also see that you're someone who perhaps has reached a plateau in your career in some way where you deserve more, okay? So you may be looking at trying to find alternatives right now, alternative opportunity that brings in more wealth, or an opportunity to increase your status or your reputation, because your reputation is someone who is honest, open, loyal, hardworking, goal-oriented, and someone who is super talented and gifted. And I feel for some of you, you may feel like you're stuck in a place where there isn't any opportunity right now for you to rise. So I feel some of you are looking at that. I actually see an opportunity coming in before you leave a place, okay? Because I feel the swords, with the Knight of Swords there, it's like investigate a little bit further, have a look around before you take a leap of faith. But you're going from a Knight of Swords here into a Queen of Swords. So I do see elevation, okay? But this reading's not really meant to be about career. I feel like you are increasing your mind and realizing how intelligent and how clever you are with your strategy of life. Things may not work out the way you think or plan. However, I feel like you are flexible enough to move with the changes and to move with the challenges. And I feel like you got this. I mean, the Strength card indicates that you are someone who is super strong, that you are more powerful than you give yourself credit for, and you will move through these changes with panache. And this Strength card, of course, it is in the resistance position, so it does tell me that you've been struggling with something, but you will overcome it. These two cards in this position, they're in the reverse. So it tells me that you will overcome something, or you will recover from something that has been challenging and difficult, and you will find a solution, and that there is a brighter future to look forward to. Now, also, I am getting an energy where some of you are looking at where you give your power away in life, okay? Where you feel underestimated, undervalued. I feel like you're just readdressing the balance and saying enough is enough. You're drawing that line in the sand, and you're embracing empowerment. You really are a force to be reckoned with, but I feel some of you have struggled with confidence. And as you start to mature, I feel like you are seeing clearly where you have felt like you were not enough, or where you felt that people took advantage of your enthusiasm for your career, or your enthusiasm for life, or always being there as a friend, or your kindness. They took it for weakness. I feel like you are just reestablishing yourself and reconnecting to a part of yourself that gives you a lot of energy, a lot of strength. You're in a really great position right now to find a lot of solutions to anything that you've been struggling with, but also where people do not take advantage of you, because I feel like you're choosing healthier options, you're erecting healthier boundaries, and when you do that, you teach people how they can approach you and what you will accept and what you certainly will not accept in life. And that's across the board, okay? Erecting healthier boundaries. Queen of Swords is all about that. This is about choosing healthier lifestyle choices. This is about you exerting your power. You come in peace, but you are still wielding a sword of truth. So you can still cut someone down to size if you feel like they overstep a mark. Also, that Queen of Swords, it is the Libra card. So it tells me that you're putting your own needs first, that you are establishing your independence, you're speaking your truth. And also, I feel like you're managing stress levels to make sure that you remain on target, but you prioritize your time so that you don't feel overwhelmed or scattered. I see that you have an incredible mind, and I feel like you're allowing your imagination to run wild. And I mean, look at this bird. This bird is choosing to be on that perch, but that bird, it can fly anywhere. And you have two cards of freedom here. Okay, so this is about having the freedom to choose, having the freedom to be where you belong. And, this card is to escape, to smash right through that screen, to see what's on the other side. So some of you are trying to break out of a cycle of repeat, or something that has remained consistent in your life, and you're feeling a little bit bored, or a little bit like disenchanted by it, and you're seeking the alternative at this time to kind of like, I feel there's something in particular on your mind, but I feel this is about you reaching out for alternative options, or trying to discover new places or new ways of dealing with things so you keep life interesting, is what I see there as well. Now, also the Queen of Swords, of course, that is the dove. So this is about, peace of mind. Swords always connect to communication, but also thoughts, the mind. Remember, thoughts become things. And this is about you conquering that inner critic so that you can have peace of mind. And when you can have peace of mind and stillness, then you really are a force to be reckoned with even more, because that means that you're not going to tear yourself down with low self-confidence or doubt, or even second-guessing yourself and your intuition. But also, it means no one else has the power to do that either. So I feel like you're protecting your peace of mind. You're protecting the presence and the present moment that you have. As I said, some of you are trying to connect to meditation or find alternative ways to, use the power of your mind. You may even be implementing like manifestation practices, or just noticing how powerful your mind is. When you think of something, suddenly it just shows up for you. So you're investing in that a little bit further and investigating how far you can go with it, because you really are powerful indeed. Now, we also have that Nine of Pentacles. So not only is it an increase in your wealth, you're going to be able to save a little bit more. Some of you are thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, independent financial freedom. Now, if you've just retired, because of course the Empress energy can be to enter a new stage of life as you mature, you may be just enjoying the independence that you have right now and utilizing your money in a very efficient way so that you can be practical but also enjoy your retirement. And I feel like you're doing a really good job. You're developing your spiritual gifts a little bit further and really connecting to your belief system, establishing them in a deeper way. But also the Nine of Pentacles, it's a card of sticking to your projects. Whether you're retired or not, this is really about you investing in things that bring you joy, staying on your mark, keeping true to your goals, and being on track to create a financial future, or even just stability in your life where you feel free, independent, and that there's growth there. The Nine of Pentacles is basically you also being cautious about life in general, you know, making sure that you stick to your plans, not allow anyone to derail you, and that you will be successful. As I said, this is a card of having a glow up. It's also a card that indicates where you invest your energy. You know, it's basically stepping away from anyone who drains your energy, energy vampires, and connecting to people or situations that deliver growth, that make you feel good about yourself, where there is reciprocity there. You know, typically in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the Nine of Pentacles has a figure on there. There is often a bird on her hand as well that represents freedom. She's holding on to 6 pentacles, which is all about balance, but it's also about reciprocity, where she invests her energy, and is allowing 3 pentacles to be let go of. So this is where you spend your finances. So it's like treat yourself a little bit. Don't hold on to financial assets all the time, because remember, money is also an energy. It comes and goes, it ebbs and flows. And if you hold on to it like that, it can remain stagnant. So it's really great to invest some so that there will be returns. So it could be that you're looking into the financial strategies at this time. Also, this is about you making sure that you invest healthily in terms of your energy. And basically, if anyone tries to disrupt your peace of mind, you know, you're not allowing them to live rent-free in your mind. Okay, I feel like you're readdressing the balance there. Now, also with the Nine of Pentacles, you're the sort of person that you can turn your hand to anything. You know, as you can see, there's a desert there, and there's just little bits of growth, but there's a huge tree there. So I feel like you have the potential to turn something that is slow moving or is difficult into something that is thriving and flourishing, and there's a lot of success here. Nine of Pentacles is an increase in assets, it's an increase in freedom, independence, and it's about enjoying life, living in the moment, stopping to smell the roses. Because if you're always living a mile a minute, which I see that you've been very busy, you've been struggling with something, and perhaps you've been investing in something and you feel that it hasn't been going the way you hoped for, there is a major breakthrough here for you, and I feel like you will celebrate it. But also I feel you won't celebrate too long, because I feel like you're on to the next project, or you're going to be just looking forward to the future. Because I feel right now, for some of you, if you spend a lot of time in your head in the future, you're going to cause a little bit of anxiety, and it makes you feel overwhelmed about how you're going to get there. So I feel having the presence of mind in this moment, knowing what your goal is, but actually just putting one foot in front of the other, you will accomplish whatever it is you set out to do without having that level of anxiety. Because I'm getting the word breathe. Okay, so I feel a lot of you beautiful Librans are just trying to create a peaceful, harmonious life with balance, and eradicating drama out of your life at this moment. But I also feel like you're nurturing and nourishing yourself in healthier ways, managing stress levels, being nicer to yourself is what I see there as well. And with that Nine of Pentacles, just enjoying the moment, and, you know, freeing yourself up and loving yourself a little bit deeper. I'm just going to go and get some final cards for you before I close this reading. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Now, before I finish, actually, I'm being given an energy of you in the planning stages of something, strategizing something. For some of you, this could be a vacation. Could be a move, though. It could be like a relocation, and it can feel that the pressure is on, but you've got this. You will hit your target. For some of you, though, you're thinking about planning something for the future. You will reach your goal, okay? So do not stress the small stuff. You're showing up for yourself. You're investing a lot of time and energy. You're very talented. You're very gifted, and you will reach your goal, okay? I want you to be aware of that. They want me to go one more. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. By they, I mean my guides. Okay. So we have one last move. Now, you know, that looks a little bit like a Rubik's Cube. So it could be that you've been strategizing on something. If you think about the nature of like a Rubik's Cube, it's like 2 cubes forward, 1 step back. You know, it feels very much like you've been in the flow of working with lots of plot twists in your life. You've been managing things that have been changing. Perhaps you've had to go back on a few things, but I feel like, you know, you're really close to accomplishing whatever it is you are setting out to do. It says here, you've come far on your journey. Keep going and you will soon see what you've accomplished. Last step, almost there and close. Okay, it has required your expertise, whatever this is. It feels like your focus is right on target, and you will see results. We've also got communication. Now, this has been very present in your reading. It's about how you communicate with others, but also how you communicate with yourself. This is something you may be focused on at this time. But it also says, be open to receiving messages right now. It's important for you to communicate clearly and honestly. Calls, texts, expressions, answers. Finding solutions to any problems that you've been undergoing right now. You're going to have that breakthrough. I mean, I did mention at the beginning important messages from a parental figure or a guardian, discovering something new about them. Maybe you're going to have a lot more communication with someone in the family, or maybe this is about you negotiating better deals for yourself, and you're going to be on the go and, you know, back and forth conversing with someone who's going to have a profound impact on your future. But I feel pay close attention to all your emails, look in your spam folders, make sure if you've missed any calls that you screen them, see who it was, just in case. And I feel also, you know, if it's important, they will leave a message, right? But yeah, that's coming through there as well. So it says, Sacred Traveler, there is an up-and-coming opportunity for you to move or travel. Enjoy this new adventure. So I'm just going to show you that card first. With that Knight of Swords, this can indicate that your goal is to travel more, or there is an opportunity that you will embrace with both hands. Whether it's a relocation or it's an opportunity to travel, you'll have to get very organized for this, but you're going to absolutely love it, whatever it is, okay? Interesting that it's got a UFO on there, okay? So it can be something that's completely out of this world and unexpected. It says journey, movement, and trip. And we've also got good gossip. So I did mention earlier about reputation. For some reason, it must have come up in this reading regarding career, even though it wasn't meant to, but it did. It says here, your reputation is very good at this time, or you're being talked about in a positive way. Reputation, image, and well-known. So if you want to be well-known in your industry, or maybe, you know, just be well respected in your family unit. Whatever it is, I feel at this time you're going to have some positive conversations and hear some really good things about yourself. You may even discover a message that someone sent about you or wrote about you, and it is super positive, and you're going to feel really like good about yourself, not in a way that it's egotistical. You're just like, you know what, I never thought that they thought that about me, and you're just going to be like, I'm so glad that there is that connection. They feel that way because you may have like felt it was otherwise. So yeah, I'm just going to go and get a trinket or rune before we close your reading. Now we've got two. We've got a rune and a trinket, and your first rune there is the Destiny rune. It's dice. So this is about the mystery of life. Also, I mean, this rune connects the secrets, you know, so as I said, you may discover something about someone in your family. I feel it's more like a matriarchal type figure, or it could be a parent or guardian, but I feel it's matriarchal. But anyway, so you may discover that. I feel it really wasn't a secret, but I feel it's just something that wasn't talked about readily, is what I see there. Now also, this is about you focusing on your true life's mission, your purpose path, but it's also about you developing your spiritual gifts and trusting the process, okay? If there was something that you missed out on or felt that it didn't go your way, it will come back towards you in a different form, okay? It will still be super rewarding at that. And we've also got the word happy. You just want to be happy. So I feel like you're stepping away from anything that's negative, anything or anybody that does not invest in you. You're promoting peace of mind, clarity, speaking your truth. And I feel like you're just choosing a life that you want to be happy in. You know, it's exerting your sense of independence here. And some of you, that may mean taking a trip or relocating. I feel like you're planting roots at this time and working really hard to create that happy ever after, to create a wonderful, simple life where you enjoy everything that life has to offer. And I feel like you really are, on that track. So I'll leave it there. I hope there is something that resonates in that reading for you. It was very complex, so it may not resonate with everyone, of course, but I do have to honor the energy. If some of you would like to win a personal reading from me, all you have to do is listen to a song called You're the Voice by John Farnham. And in the comments box below, please write a sentence that is, I stand strong with an attitude of gratitude, and I'll be guided by my guides to one subscriber to win that free personal reading. Please keep your notification bell on because I will upload a video with the person who is going to win that reading's name in the video, and I'll let you know how to get in contact to receive that reading as well. So thank you so much, my beautiful Librans, and love and light.